Once upon a time in a faraway land, there were two children who lived with their poor parents. The brother was called Hansel and the sister Gretel. They were so poor that every day they had to go into the forest to look for food, and sometimes when they didn't find any food, they had to eat berries and drink water from the stream. One day, Hansel said to his sister, "I am so hungry." Then Gretel said, "Let's run away from home so we can live in the forest forever." Hansel agreed, so they left home and went into the forest deeper and deeper. After some time, they heard the sound of running water, and they followed the sound until they saw a beautiful lake. Then they started to feel very thirsty and drank some of the fresh water. When they turned around to go home, they realized that they didn't know the way back. They tried to find the way, but it was no use. It was getting dark and they were very scared. Then suddenly, in the distance, they saw the light from a house, and they started to walk towards the light. After some time, they arrived at the house, and when they knocked at the door, it opened by itself. Inside the house, they found a table with many delicious foods. Also, there was a big gingerbread house near the table, and the children started to eat the candies and cakes on the table, and also the gingerbread house. When they ate all the food inside the house, they wanted to go outside again, but they couldn't open the door. They looked everywhere, but they couldn't find the key. They were so hungry and tired that they fell asleep right there. When they woke up, they heard a scary voice. "Who's there? Who's eating my food?" The children were very scared. They tried to hide, but the owner of the house found them. She was an ugly old witch. She took the children to her bedroom and said, "You are so thin and small. You will be perfect food for me." The children cried and begged the witch to let them go, but she didn't listen. She locked them in her bedroom and went out to buy some more food. The children were so scared of the witch. They tried to break the window, but it was no use. Then Gretel said to her brother, "We need to work together if we want to escape from here." Hansel agreed. So Gretel pushed her brother with all of her strength against the door, and Hansel pushed her back. But still, the door wouldn't open. Then Gretel had an idea. She told Hansel to push her against the door, and this time he should push her harder than before. So Hansel ran and pushed her with all of his strength against the door. And Gretel, when she felt her body hitting the door, she kicked the door with all of her might. And finally, the door opened. They ran away from the witch as fast as they could. They ran and ran, and when they turned around, they didn't see the witch anymore. So they kept running until they found their home. They knocked at the door and their mother opened it. She was so happy to see her children again. She hugged them and asked what happened. Then they told her everything about the witch. Their mother was very angry at herself because she was so focused on her own problems that she did unnotice that her children weren't at home. She promised to take care of them from now on, and they all lived happily ever after. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to leave us a thumbs up. We also have a lot of other great stories like this one, so make sure to check them out too. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Now, if you want to become fluent in English faster, start speaking with a native speaker today. There are many ways to do that, but in this video, I'm going to show you the easiest and most effective way, in my opinion. Let me explain. Have you ever thought about having your own personal tutor that can help you improve your English skills? Well, you can. There is an amazing online platform where you can find thousands of great tutors from all over the world. All you have to do is just answer a few simple questions and the platform will find a perfect tutor for you. And the best part about this is that you can have your first lesson completely for free. Yes, you heard it right. Your first lesson is absolutely free. And if you book a 30-minute lesson, you will get 37 minutes instead. That's more than 20% extra. Just use my link to sign up and you will get this amazing bonus. Don't forget to use my link to sign up and get your first lesson for free. This is such an amazing opportunity to improve your English skills, and I don't want you to miss it. As you may know, becoming fluent in English can open many doors for you. You can find better job opportunities, make new friends, travel more easily, and understand people from all over the world. Learning English doesn't have to be boring. In fact, it can be really fun and rewarding. And with the help of a great tutor, you can achieve your fluency goals much faster. So why wait? Sign up today and get your free lesson. Here are some other videos that might help you to remember. You can find the links below. Now, let's continue. Many years ago, there were two young lovers who lived in a small village. They loved each other very much, and one day the man asked the woman to marry him. She said yes, and they decided to have a big wedding party. They invited all of their friends and family, and everyone was happy for the young couple. But the man's mother didn't like the woman. She wanted her son to marry one of the rich girls from the city. So she went to the young couple and said, "If you want to get married, you need to bring me a magic ring from the city of wizards. Only then I will agree to our marriage." The man and the woman loved each other so much that they decided to do it. They said goodbye to their families and friends and went to the city of wizards. But when they arrived at the city, they realized that they didn't have enough money to buy the ring. So the man said to his love, "I am so sorry, but we don't have enough money. Maybe we should go home." But she said, "No, we came here to get the ring, and we will get it even if we have to steal it." So they went to the biggest jewelry store in the city, and the woman started looking for the ring. But there were so many rings in the store that she couldn't find the right one. Then, suddenly, she saw a beautiful ring in the showcase. It was shining with all colors of the rainbow and looked magical. She asked the shop assistant to bring the ring to her, and when she put it on her finger, she felt a strong magical power coming from the ring. Of course, they didn't have enough money to buy the ring, but the woman didn't care. She took the ring and ran away from the store. The man and the woman ran through the streets of the city, trying to escape from the guards. They ran and ran until they arrived at the forest. They hid in the forest for a few days, eating berries and drinking water from the stream. But soon they ran out of food and water and started to feel very weak. Then suddenly they heard a beautiful singing voice. They followed the sound and saw a beautiful woman sitting under a tree. She welcomed them and invited them to her home. And when they arrived at her house, they saw many other people who also seemed to be lost in the forest. The beautiful woman gave them food and water and asked, "Why are you here?" The man and the woman told her everything about the ring, and she said, "Don't worry, I will return the ring to its owner, and then you can go back to your village." The woman took the ring and disappeared. The next morning, the man and the woman woke up and saw the same beautiful woman sitting under the tree. She returned the ring to the woman and said, "From now on, you will be known as the Lady of the Ring." She also gave the man a magic sword and said, "From now on, you will be known as the Lord of the Sword." They were so happy to hear that. They thanked the woman and went back to their village. Everyone was happy to see them again, and the man's mother had no choice but to accept the woman as her daughter-in-law. They lived happily ever after. And that's the end of today's story. If you enjoyed the story, make sure to leave us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do it now. We also have many other great stories, so make sure to check them out too. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.